So this week I have seen some things. One thing I saw this week was it's been 30 years, 30 years ago to the day, well it was yesterday I saw this, so 30 years ago yesterday, since Ash released Girl from Mars, 1995. And I'll tell you something about that track, it's timeless, absolutely timeless. In all those years, the way I feel about it is just, it hasn't diminished one bit. I've still got every bit as much hatred for it today as I did when it first came out. It was instant. It's just like, oh, it sounds like a demented Fergal Sharkey. Really, really hasn't changed. My opinion hasn't softened. True timeless track. As you can see, I'm doing this little thing in the car. No kids in the back. Not driving. I've pulled over safely. I'm on my way out to get baked beans. Can't get, honestly, the price of beans in this country is scandalous. I'm in Portugal. You'd expect to be paying a good 90p for a standard tin of beans. No, you're looking at £2 or more. Heinz beans, well over the £2 for a tin. But I did notice you can buy a big bag of beans as big as your head for, a fraction of that price. So I figured, let's make my own beans. I don't know how to make my own baked beans, but I figure it can't be that hard. So if anybody's got a recipe for how to make your own baked beans, I was just going to smush up some tomatoes and in a saucepan and then just put some beans in. But if anyone's got a recipe for how to do homemade baked beans, get it down in those comments now, because I need that. Just can't deal with the price of beans. It doesn't add up to a hill of beans for a lot of you guys, I'm sure, but for me it's a big deal. And it's also, I shouldn't be having Cadbury's chocolate at the moment because undermines the amount of effort I put into looking good. Cadbury's chocolate, man, like what would be a quid in the UK, it's like £5 here. It's like, one of those 200 gram bars, it's like you're looking at £7 or £8. You've got to take out a little mortgage really to and it's so hot, it's going to melt anyway. So it's just like, should be a discount here if anything, serving it in cups. But yeah, can't get that. Can't get beans. Weather's good though, I'll be honest. I'm sat here in gorgeous sunshine. Got my sunnies on, got my bucket hat on. Not a tribute to Oasis, it's just necessary here because slightly thinning on top means burnt head. So yeah, my bucket hat is on to stay. Yeah, I shouldn't grumble too much. They say that you should be pleased for what you've got. I do always like to find, as a true English person, I do like to find something to moan at. If Japan is the land of the rising sun, then Portugal is the land of the falling dog shit. Went out for a 5k walk earlier. Must have seen about 5k worth of dog droppings on my way as well. But people do like to, or don't like to rather, poop the scoop or use those bags. There's no dog poo bins anywhere. It's just a shit on the floor situation. Although that said, I did go out to the park with my kids the other week and caught short without, we didn't have, I had some toilet paper in my bag, but there was no loo around, so we did actually slip a sly one. So I'm hoping that most of these falling dog shits are dog shits and not just toddler shits like I contributed to. But to be fair, I did have tissues and poop scoops, so I did scoop the poop, the human poop. Size of, little boy, size of King Kong's middle finger that was. Honestly, I needed probably both of us to lift it up. It is what it is. Enough poop talk for the day, eh? I've been on a bit of a rant about people who are on a rant about AI. This week, one of the major indie music Reddit groups has banned all AI content, all AI music's been banned, all AI artwork has been banned. If you use AI in any way, you're not getting anything up. Yeah, could argue that's fair enough if you like. But the reason they gave for why they're not having any AI on their site is because it lacks humanity. It lacks humanity. Much of popular music over the last 30 years has lacked humanity, hasn't it? The Osmonds lacked humanity. The New Kids on the Block lacked humanity. Bros lacked humanity in stereo. Have you ever had a chance to stand out against your bandmates in a band? Craig from Bros, you know, he had every opportunity to stand out, didn't he, as a character, and he failed because he lacked humanity. Yet we all had to listen to When Will I Be Famous on the old, back in the 80s, back in the early 90s, the late 80s, prehistoric times. But to say something's banned because it lacks humanity is a bit rich, isn't it? And the reason I get to that it's a bit rich and a bit shit is because at the end of the day, I've never come across AI at this point that prompts itself. No AI wakes up in the morning and goes, oh, what do I fancy doing today? Oh, I tell you what, I've got my creative bones on. Let's just knock out a couple of symphonies and a new album, a couple of paintings. You know, AI is not that way inclined. So to say it lacks, it's a human who lacks humanity that's prompting the AI. When AI prompts itself to do this stuff, fair enough. But even then, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say that's tomorrow's racism today. You heard it here first. If AI wakes up its own back and it decides I'm going to do some art, who are we to tell it can't? You know, at that point, what's the difference between it and something else? It's got values. It's expressing those values. How dare we turn around to say, you know, it's no different to saying certain groups of people shouldn't be allowed to bloody well do art either, isn't it? Working class, oh, they can't do art. It's nuts. So yeah, I'm all for AI doing art, especially if it wants to do it itself, but I'm not for humans using AI to cheat. But then that's not the problem that they're citing, is it? People seem to be confusing the hand with the hammer, don't they? AI is a useful thing, but it's only as useful as the human imagination that wants to do something with it. If you want to just shit out 1,000 mediocre songs, if that's what someone wants to do, that's a rotten human. It's not an AI that's to blame there. So it's humans that lack humanity. And to be fair, it's always been the problem with humans, isn't it? We lack humanity. I don't think we even deserve to be called humans, the lack of humanity that we've all got. You know, we've got a world that's just full of trauma, lacks humanity. We've got right-wing governments that lack humanity. Trump in the White House, say no more. For a listener, if a listener can't tell the difference between an AI song and a good song, you know, and history suggests they won't be able to, then there's no problem for them, is there? No problem at all. They're going to be just as happy listening to an AI ABBA as they are listening to ABBA. And if you can tell the difference, then you're not going to have to listen to it because you're going to go, oh, this is AI, I'll just skip this, don't want to listen to this. So again, you're not going to be affected. No one's going to be affected by this. You either know what it is or you don't know what it is, in which case, both cases, you're not affected by it. It's not a problem. It's a problem in the sense that it's taking people's jobs, but is it taking people's jobs? It's not stopping anyone else doing their job. It's just doing your job faster than you, but it's not a job that, you know, you can get laid off from, is it? Being an artist. If you're an artist, you're an artist regardless of whether there's other artists or there's other more efficient artists. And as for my job in a call centre, I'm literally prepping the way for AI to replace my job. But isn't that the future we want from AI? I don't want to work in a call centre. If AI can do that job better than me, that's great. I mean, the problem isn't losing your job, is it? The problem is, what is society going to do to people that don't have an income? Are they going to provide a society where you don't need to have an income? That would be progress, wouldn't it? We're all free to be artists because AI is doing all the work. The profit's being made and it's being used in a way that makes society sustainable for everybody. And like I say, stuff in a bloody call centre, Jesus Christ. That's what I mean. It could be why I don't have a soul. The responsibility for dealing with AI, in so much that people think it's a problem, if it is a problem at all, is on the people like Spotify and stuff. But then if you're going to ban AI on the basis that ban it for the right reason. If you're going to ban it on the basis that it lacks humanity, don't stop with banning AI stuff. I mean, I'm going to put my hand up and I'm going to say, you know, can we get rid of manufactured pop music? Can we get rid of heavy metal? And some people love heavy metal. For me, it lacks humanity, so I'd get rid of it. Just ban it. And basically, if that's the basis for why they want to ban AI, AI might be quite good. I mean, I listened to a couple of AI recreations of Beatles albums in the style of Motown or in the style of reggae. Here's Rubber Soul done in reggae and I found it to be quite a gimmick. I'll be honest, I was like, oh, that's quite clever how they've done that. And then after about 3 or 4 songs, you realise, well, they haven't actually rewritten Rubber Soul. They're just taken Rubber Soul's lyrics and have written a generic reggae album or a generic Motown album. And it got boring very quickly. So yeah, it didn't have much lasting appeal. But it was a gimmick. I think I listened to that more than I listened to bloody Ash's Girl from Mars, and that's been around for 30 years.